What's up? Just another easy clap while this Rattata takes out this Grimer. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, I only know one move. I have to switch. So it turns out Disable is kind of OP when each Pokemon only knows one move. Probably could have guessed that, but I didn't. I wonder what other things I won't guess during this crazy hardcore Nuzlocke, but each Pokemon only knows one move challenge. We start out by selecting the one, the only Bulbasaur as our partner Pokemon. This allows us to easy clap the first two gyms, and also, we always press A on this little initial battle anyway, so this plays no different than a normal Nuzlocke challenge or even a normal playthrough. We catch the usual suspects on our way to Pewter City, and then this screen here is the most important screen in the entire challenge. We use it to switch which move our Pokemon knows and bring it into the next battle. So for Brock, guess which move we're bringing? Vine Whip. Vine Whip. In Rock Tunnel against the Guardian of the Helix Fossil, Super Nerd Miguel, we get into a little bit of an interesting situation with this challenge, where their Grimer uses Disable on a Rattata, and we are unable to use any moves. We're forced to switch. The AI gets a free turn to hit us. Thank goodness the AI doesn't know about this strategy, because it would be a little OP. We make it through the battle and get to fight our rival. Fighting your rival, that kind of reminds me of this video's sponsor. What's that? There is no sponsor? This is my third YouTube video? Huh. Who knew? But the rival battle is kind of
What are you
wild.
doing? Pay attention. Your Rattata just died for no reason. Stop making jokes about sponsors that don't exist and play the dang game.
Well, that was unfortunate. No need to lose Rattata there. But we get through the fight, and to be honest, it's okay to play a little sloppy sometimes. Up next, Misty. Using one move, it's pretty easy. Pretty easy to just use it over and over again. But you know what might not be too easy? Modding Pokemon so that way you can only use one move. Is what I'd like to say, but in this case, this mod was pretty easy to implement. You see this line of code? It's gone. Now the game no longer reads in your little D-pad inputs and changes which move is selected. And you see this guy? She's gone too. Now the game no longer draws or renders the other moves, and you got one move Pokemon. I think that romhacks are pretty cool, but I like the challenges that I do to be able to be done in vanilla Pokemon, but maybe I make the rules enforced within the romhack. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here. There's not much to say here. Early gyms have no coverage. Everybody has swept this gym with a Ivysaur using Vine Whip. Everybody's done it. This is nothing special. On to Gym 3. And before we sail the high seas on the SS Anne, we've hit a party checkpoint where we take a look at all the Pokemon we have available, which coincidentally also doubles as a subscription checkpoint, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the video. And on to the SS Anne. The rival battle so far has been way more dangerous than any gym leader, so we make sure to go in prepared. Fearow takes out the Pidgeotto. Geodude with Rock Throw is just nasty. I'm going to be using this Mon all the time, because Rock Throw stab, busted. I forget that Charmeleon has Metal Claw, but we managed to switch out, pivot a little bit, get to Diglett, outspeed, get the KO. Kadabra's a little bit scary as well, but Butterfree hits a Sleep Powder, easy pivot back into Fearow, get that KO. Easy dub. On to Lieutenant Surge. But first I have to insert a funny joke about how bad the Lieutenant Surge puzzle is, so I'll just let you make up your own one, and I'm sure you'll do a great job with it. Lieutenant Surge is pretty easy. We have a nearly guaranteed Diglett from Diglett Cave, as long as we don't catch a Dugtrio, which is like a 1% chance or something. And we also have our Graveler.
Well, actually, that is a Geodude, not a Graveler. If you weren't so lazy and re-recorded that line, I wouldn't have to be in here to correct you, Mr. YouTuber. Heh?
Geodude is preferred because it can spam Magnitude, and Magnitude dodges Pikachu and Raichu's static ability, making sure it doesn't get paralyzed. I won't bore you with the details of Rock Tunnel, but eventually we make our way through the game corner and challenge Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket. Our Gyarados does a lot of work here, but eventually we get to the Kangaskhan, and it puts up a bit of a fight, but nothing some Intimidate pivoting can't do. Once we lower its attack, it's not too dangerous, and we can just slowly chip it down. Although it is super tanky and take a long time. Now, This gym leader goes the exact same way as the other gym leaders. Patent strategy, equip a stab, super effective move, and mash the A button. Turns out, when your challenge allows you to do the same thing you do in a normal playthrough, it's not that hard. That being said, this fight does get a little touch and go as we get paralyzed, but Firo manages to, I don't think he even was fully paralyzed a single time, and manages to clean up the battle. Speaking of reinforcing the rules though, Team Rocket's around and we gotta stop them from breaking them, so let's get over there and be the heroes, huh? Back to you, gameplay Ryan. This is a pretty rough fight. I end up not really thinking of a great way of getting through, so my plan is to just charge up rollout on the Pidgeot and get a couple of KOs with Graveler, and maybe we'll see him on the other side, but it's a sacrifice we'll remember. It's a sacrifice we will never forget. Graveler died doing what he loved, rolling out. Then this Charizard just booms my team, and we lose Firo as well. That's okay. Really, this does make it very clear to me that it's the type diversity on teams that punishes this challenge. Monotype teams, easy because you only want to use one move anyways. Every Pokemon is a specialist and has their one move and their one set of mons that they beat, and they're not good against other mons. Gone but not forgotten, Firo, and our beloved Rolling Graveler. Add on to the tally of KOs, murders committed by our rival. Now, time for the penultimate battle against Giovanni, and as well, my audition to become a shoutcaster from professional esports. Ready, set, go. Gyarados lead, intimidate, water pulse, then Nidorino a couple times, get poisoned, so we switch out Snorlax. Snorlax does heavy work, couple headbutts in the Nidoqueen, but also gets poisoned, so we switch out to Arbok, getting off and intimidated and cannot be poisoned. Switch back into Gyarados, who uses water pulse to get the KO. Right on. But I fell behind, but we're still winning. Look at the cleanse, look at the moves. Faker, what was that? Actually, don't send that tape in. I think I can do better. You'll have to tune into the next video to see though. Sabrina and Koga shared the same level cap for Hardcore Nuzlocke, 41. So I'm just going to have them play out at the same time. I did Sabrina first in this, but it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to talk to you guys while these are going on about how Pokemon challenges tend to get easier as they progress, but this challenge has kind of been easy the whole time. So maybe not my best invention, but the idea of it was good. And I think that the Elite Four might be tricky. So I'm running out of time, but I think there's also good ways that I can expand on this challenge that I think I might talk to you about at the end of the video. So make sure to stay around. Instead of showing you the battle against Blaine, here's just me equipping Surf as the first move slot for 3 of my Pokemon. I think you can guess where the battle went. Actually, you know what? The same clip works for the next Giovanni fight. No team building needed, just Surf. For our last capture before the Elite Four, we of course use our Master Ball on a Zubat. This is my entire PC box for the Elite Four, and these are the mons I decided to bring. Hopefully they'll be able to power through everybody. I don't really have a great plan for the rival, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Let's see how the fights went. We lead Electrode, who should be able to take out Dugong with a couple of sparks, and he does. Even baits a full restore, so that's like... Cloyster, high defense, no special defense. It should be a one-shot. It is. Slowbro, opposite of Cloyster, high special defense, low defense. We are able to do more than half and two-shot it as we dodge a crit on the Surf. Switch into Primate for the Lapras. Super effective against the Ice type. Get the KO with the Brick Break. One more Mon. We got a lot of full HP Mons. This should be no issue. Oh, we crit. Goodbye, Jinx. Elite Four member 1 down. It's hard to choose who to lead with. I end up choosing Amistar because Amistar can surf the first Onix and bait out the second Onix because it sees the super effective Earthquake. I don't know if that's guaranteed or not, but in my mind it made sense. We switch in Gyarados, get an Intimidate. This Hitmonchan is strong. I end up going for Electrode because that will bait another Rock Tomb because I'll be faster. Get 2 Intimidates off. That way I can switch to Primate and it'll 1v1 it. But then Primate just dodges 2 attacks like an absolute G and gets the 1v1. Also gets a 1v1 on a Hitmonlee in just the best case scenario, dragging out full restore. But now the Machamp is where this battle gets intense. We do some pivoting, get an Intimidate, Spark, really fishing for a paralysis here. And we get it. We dink the dome. Bruno ain't shit. We hit the Surf and it KOs. Oh, Okay, Gyarados, we didn't need him. We didn't want him for the rest of the battle. Oh, and he still has a full restore. Luckily, we get a special defense drop on the Psychic and are able to clean up the Machamp with Lapras. Now, the fun thing about this challenge is that before each battle, I have to go through and make sure each Pokemon's main move is at the top. In this case, I do that, and I get pretty lucky because I notice that Primeape has literally no moves to hit the Ghost-type Pokemon. So I teach Rock Tomb. It's the best move that I have in my TM case that could provide some sort of value. Poison-type trainer, not a Ghost-type trainer. So Psychic should hopefully do a lot of work coming from our Lapras. It does against the Gengar, and we hope it does too against the Golbat, but we hurt ourselves in confusion, and we can't risk losing HP on Lapras. This is a horrible start. Electrode, again, just the king of baiting out these full restores. Gets another one off of Golbat. Arbok, why in the world does an Elite Four member have an Arbok? I don't know, the world may never know. We should be able to just 1v1 it with some Surfs. 2 Screeches is sussy baka though. So we gotta get, oh, we don't get out of there because we're chatted. Haunter uses Curse, sets ourselves up for an easy one-shot. Now there's just a Gengar alive. Puts our Snorlax to sleep. Does a lot of damage onto our Lapras. We nearly get the KO, 1 HP, and then we get put to sleep. All of our good mons into this are asleep. Like, this could be the end of it. We get free switch-ins because it uses Nightmare. The Rock Tomb lowers the speed. Primeape's nearly dead and barely clutches it out. We play this battle again. We probably lose it more often than we win. This was very lucky. Now time for the Dragon Lance. Plan is pretty simple. Electrode does what he does, one-shots the Gyarados, and then Lapras one-shots everybody else with Ice Beam. The first step goes pretty well. We switch into Lapras, but we get crit. This ship damage could really hurt us down the road. But we managed to one-hit the Dragonair. Time for the Aerodactyl. Probably should have switched, but we take a lot of damage from Ancient Power. Now Lapras is too low to continue the fight. It's hard to figure out who to switch into, but Electrode should be able to hopefully outspeed and kill with Spark. But we don't outspeed, but we get the static. Electrode just popping off. MVP so far. Gets the 1v1 against the Aerodactyl. We switch out. Want to go into Lapras, but we can't. Primeape gets paralyzed, but gets a speed drop with Rock Tomb. Just really doesn't do much for us there. But the speed drop is pretty nice. We send in Snorlax. This is the perfect opportunity to pay homage to the Graveler, and we start rolling out. And hopefully by the time Dragonite comes out, it's ramped up and damaged enough to one-shot it. We get crit, but the rollout strategy works yet again. We one-shot the Dragonite, and it's time for the final battle. Also, don't worry, the humor is not lost on me that we keep on relying on rollout, the move that once you select is the only move you can use in the challenge, where you can only use the move that you select. Like, we take away the bad side because every move now has the bad side of rollout, and now rollout's really good. We lead with our Snorlax, hoping to do our rollout spam that's been working for us so well. But with a couple sand attacks, there's just no way we're going to chain together enough hits to really ramp up that damage. So we switch out to Amistar. Plan here, fish for Ancient Power boost. We can use that to sweep. We get nothing. Hit by another sand attack. Go into Lapras to get the read of our lives against the AI. No idea how. That's not a read. It was just a switch to one-shot the Rhydon, but the execute comes out. And if you look at our team, we don't really have anything that wants to go into execute. Nothing here is super effective, and honestly, most of our things are hit super effectively. But I go into an Electrode, but there's only one move that works. It's Explosion. That's right. Falls on the sword for the party. Executes down. But that was our biggest counter. We have good matchups into all the rest of the Pokemon. We send out our Snorlax, and it's perfect. It gets into the Alakazam. We can ramp up the rollout damage for when the Pidgeot and the Charizard come out. We one-shot everything else. Just the Gyarados left. And GG's, just Charizard, but our rollout reset. And this is the last battle. No need to keep our Mons alive. Ruthless. We sack Snorlax for a little bit of damage. Switch into Amistar. We have the Ancient Power. 4x super effective. GG. Easy. Challenge completed. We are champions of the world.